All right, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into something that is causing a massive buzz right now, the journey to becoming an independent data auditor. Thanks to the Digital Personal Data Protection Act, or the DPDPA, this role is shaping up to be incredibly sought after. And the thing is, if you want to be ready, the preparation has to start literally right now. So let's get right to it.
Here's a quick look at our roadmap for today. We'll talk about why the whole fear of missing out is totally justified here, map out the actual data auditor journey, look at how to bridge your knowledge gaps, break down the CETA program roadmap, and then finally, go over the investment and your next steps.
Starting off with Section 1, Why FOMO is Justified.
Now, to really understand the urgency around this training, our source material actually makes a super bold statement. It explicitly says, yes, this is a call to induce the FOMO feeling. Now, I know what you're thinking. In the professional world, intentionally triggering a fear of missing out sounds a bit, well, unorthodox, right? But the organizers are completely transparent about it. They're trying to grab your attention because the stakes are just that high.
You know, when the ground floor of a brand new profession is being poured, staying in the dark is absolutely your biggest enemy. Inducing FOMO in this context isn't some cheap marketing trick. It's a vital alert for your career. The organizers want to make sure your decisions are based on all the right info. It would be a real shame for a deserving professional to miss out on this simply because they didn't get the memo, you know?
Moving right along to Section 2, the Data Auditor Journey.
So let's look at the privacy landscape right now. It's almost like a two-sided coin. On one side, you have the Data Protection Officer, or DPO. That's an immediate right-now implementation requirement. Organizations desperately need them today. But on the flip side, the Independent Data Auditor is the future compliance requirement. And this role, it demands some incredibly deep, specialized assessment skills. They aren't just setting up the rules, they are rigorously auditing the compliance of those implementations. It requires a totally distinct skill set that you really need to start building today.
Let's map out the timeline for this journey. The big deadline to keep in mind is May 13, 2027. That's when the independent data auditor requirement officially drops. Now, just like companies are being told to start their compliance journey way before 2027, professionals need to kick off their education right now. It takes time to truly master a brand new space. Your immediate stepping stones are a virtual curtain raiser coming up on August 16th, which is quickly followed by the in-person CETA program in Bangalore from August 21st to the 23rd. Jumping in now basically gives you a massive head start on a looming industry mandate.
Okay, on to Section 3, Bridging the Knowledge Gap.
To make sure everyone builds a rock-solid foundation, the curriculum is cleverly split into distinct phases. Look, some professionals have already tackled the early stuff. They know the DPDPA, the ITA 2000, GDPR, all of that. But a lot of people haven't. If you were to dive straight into advanced auditing on day one, you'd probably feel completely lost. And that's exactly why the August 16th virtual curtain raiser exists. It's essentially a bridge. It levels the playing field so that when everyone shows up for the main 3-day event, we're all starting from the exact same strong baseline.
So, what happens during that critical bridge session on August 16th? Well, they run a pretty intense crash course on the fundamental DPDPA rules and the real-world technical challenges DPOs face. We're talking governance system setup, consent management, handling data breaches, and data security. By doing this a full week in advance, it gives you time to actually digest the reference materials, like the book Guardians of Privacy and India-specific frameworks like DGPSI. They simply won't have the time to rehash these basics at the main event, making this 3-hour session an absolutely crucial stepping stone.
Let's dive into Section 4, the CETA Program Roadmap.
The main 3-day program is packed. It's a dense, highly practical deep dive. Day 1 is all about the core foundations. Understanding your exact roles, the ethics involved, how to properly collect evidence, and navigating tricky audit scenarios in sectors like banking or healthcare. Then, Day 2 gets into the nitty-gritty, designing audit checklists, sampling strategies, AI governance standards, and really unpacking those compliance frameworks. Finally, Day 3 is where things get super hands-on. You cover specific banking regulations with Reserve Bank of India frameworks, and then you transition into actual audit simulations and role-playing. You are literally practicing the exact skills you'll be using on the job.
Finally, let's wrap things up with Section 5, Investment and Next Steps. So, what's the actual investment to get started? The fee for the standalone August 16th curtain raiser is 3,440 rupees. But actually here is the best part. If you are already registered for the full 3-day CETA program that starts on August 21st, this virtual bridging session is entirely complimentary. The organizers know it's completely necessary for everyone to have that background knowledge to succeed in the main program, so they're just throwing it in for free.
Now, if you're still on the fence, they've set up what they call a rebate loophole. It's pretty clever, honestly. If you pay the 3,540 rupees for the introductory session just to test the waters, and then later decide to upgrade to the full CETA program, that initial fee is fully credited toward your total cost. It essentially removes all the financial risk if you're undecided. They want to encourage the community to jump in and participate without forcing you into a massive 3-day commitment right out of the gate.
And that brings us to one massive final question. Will you be ready for May 2027? As we've seen today, stepping into the role of an independent data auditor isn't something you can just pull off overnight. It's a real journey. It requires time, targeted education, and actual hands-on practice. But the groundwork for this high-demand profession is being laid right now. The virtual session is on August 16th, and the main event is in Bangalore on August 21st. The roadmap is literally sitting right in front of you. The only question left is, are you going to take action, or are you going to let that FOMO become a reality? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I really hope this helps you make an informed move for your professional future.